What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel with Generation Pips, and this is our weekly Forex analysis video. As always, we're going to go over some of our best trading setups going into this week. So make sure you hit that subscribe, that bell for regular updates. I'm Eli. Grab your coffee. Let's go ahead and hit these charts. Here on the weekly time frame, we can see the dollar index, and now we are at that weekly low that we talked about last week. We are in that weekly range, and we're just now touching that weekly bottom. This week, I'm going to expect a little bit of bullish pressure. We'll see if price will happen to do that. We started getting some wick rejections off of last week. See if we can get a little bit more going into this week and probably get a little bit of a buy action back up until this daily high. And that's going to be my outlook going into the dollar into this week. The opposite would be a break of that weekly and daily and a continuational push to the downside, but we're not there yet. We're going to follow the weekly bias of being in that range. We're going to buy at support and sell at resistance. And that's going to be the dollar index. All right, so the first Forex pair that we have is going to be USD CAD in the weekly time frame. We talked about this a little last week. We are on that weekly range between resistance and support. And then now we're going to break this down to the daily time frame and get a better look at an opportunity. On a daily time frame, we can see that price tapped into that weekly level of resistance with a nice bearish push. Now we're pulling back into this daily area of support in here that we talked about last week. And now on the 4-hour time frame, we're just waiting for a nice structure shift, whether we get a double top or we get a head and shoulders, or we get a nice bearish engulfing, pin bar, rejection off the 50 MA, something to give us an entry signal to head down to the downside. We're at an area of interest. It's just time for us to be patient and wait for that perfect signal. That's going to be USD CAD. All right, so the next pair we're going to go over is going to be Great Britain Pound CAD. On a weekly time frame, we can also see that price is just hanging out in this range between the resistance and the support. We had a nice fake out down here to the downside. Since then, we can also see that price has been pushing to the upside up until that weekly area of resistance where we're starting to get some sideways action now that we're at that area. Break this down to the daily time frame. We can see that price is starting to just range out in here. We can draw a line here, support, resistance. Price is ranging in between these two price areas. So price is definitely waiting to make a move, either a strong breakout to the upside or a strong breakout to the downside. So at this point in time, I'm going to drop this down to the 4-hour time frame, and we're going to wait to see if price can give us a nice rejection area off of here or a break and retest of the support area. Until the weekly shows us enough strong bias and momentum to the upside, we're going to start looking at a potential short play going into this week for Great Britain Pound CAD. The last pair we're going to look at this week is going to be NZD-JPY. On a weekly time frame, we can see that price was in this range between this 80.4 area and this 88.1 area. We can also draw a trend line to see that price was also channeling up to the upside. Before that channel was broken, we can also see that price did break out to the downside and came back and retested in that area. And now we've broken below this weekly area of resistance used as support. And now we're going to wait to see if price will pull back into this area and then potentially short back down to the downside. Now going into this, we need to look at the daily time frame for a clear picture of what's going on. So we have that weekly daily area right in here, and we also have that daily low. So what we will be waiting for is a pullback into this daily area and then trying to see if we can capitalize on a nice short potential back down to that daily low, following the momentum of the market where we have these highs, low, a high, potentially another low. So going down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price was in a nice little channel here. Price broke out and we have been going to the downside. So in the 4-hour, I'll be waiting for price to tap into that daily 4-hour area and then drop all the way back down into that daily 4-hour area down here. So that will be the plan going into this week for NZD-JPY. And thank you guys for tuning into this week's analysis video. For more content, follow us on Instagram. That's going to be @GenerationPips. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell for regular updates. Also, if you enjoyed this video, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you guys. Stay tuned for next week's analysis. And as always, happy trading.